I'm just gonna put my beans down. We're starting this video off with the paws down. I don't like where this is going. I legitimately feel that this crossover is kind of weird. But what bothers me more than anything is that it's so unnecessary, and you've already wasted so much goddamn time. And you're gonna do this on top of everything else. Great, fantastic, love it. Yeah. where were we? I had it set right, and then I widened the screen for readability for the recording. Screwed up anyway. Okay, so Fang's messed up. The situation's kind of meh. Stella giggled, and the departing hand waved off to the crowd towards the human, interestingly. I guess they knew each other. Neat. Rose assumed a good position as as well, and I could recognize that wave brown hair and thin holes from anywhere. Wait, there we go. Oh, wait. Excuse me. I hopped off the stage just in time to see Mo plodding his way through the surprisingly dense field of people, with the human pushing a baryonyx in a wheelchair in the wake of Mo left behind. I gravitated wide towards the wall and navigated along it. Yeah, to get to the bad section, we settled in again. No, they're just talking. Soon showtime. What's up, little Trudon? Ready to blow your dicks off. No, you can't say that on the radio. You can only say that on TV. Yes, taking fucking pictures. I like how we have all this set up and none of it's like as really extrapolated that Inko is going to be a photographer at the scene. It's been so much about the band. I get it, right? It should be second nature to him to some extent, but whatever, man. I feel like if you really wanted to sell the idea, you should have Inko talk about like light and white balance and like, man, this frames the image better if the crowd, etc. You know, the crowd is over 100 people. Positive, if middling energy about the introduction, people don't know the other. There's only a second or so to give the intro a moment to realize it's own time special. I appreciate that you think this is at all gonna work out. And so far, it's such a relatively short amount of time, even figuring they were already comfortable as a trio. Okay, so it's just like, yeah, things are going fine. Take for old song. Is that a fucking SpongeBob joke you kept? Like, the joke is that he procrastinates so hard that he just writes a super elaborate the. And even that doesn't mean anything. Although, admittedly, playing for a whole hour is a lot. I don't... Mosh pit? I still find the idea of a mosh pit weird. Like, it suits the music, yes, but Mo... Would he even know what's going on, or would he just get confused? Oh no. I can't believe Stella fucking died. Was that Sage from school? I don't think he should use Sage as a weapon. Breaks way too easily. Well, the grimace I... Fine. We finally won the last saga of the night, and while I could tell that the three of them were running on fumes, it was safe to say that they were kept happily on playing until they all passed out right on the stage. I just gotta ask, why is Hitler riding my bike pretending to be a monkey? I mean, listen, alright? If I was existing at like my house and I looked outside and I saw Hitler on a bike pretending to be a monkey, I'd also ask. I'd ask someone. I'd find someone to ask. I was just laughing at the absurd lyrics. Most of them were absurd, but this one managed to get a chuckle out of me. Electronic is usually the special show. The three but the boy, they got a fucking Tuesday. Hitler, get a job. Some people gotta work. Sang along with the chorus. As I'm gonna find a guitar find a picture for the night. I love how this man's photography is given secondhand. I get it. It's an established trait. We've done what we needed to with it. I don't know. Like the whole band scene is kind of weird in context because the whole Fang doesn't stick with music in any positive way. So establishing this strong positive connection to music always felt kind of weird. Because the band doesn't exist in endings 1, 3, and 4. It kind of might have existed in some capacity in 2. In the sense that Fang is still doing music. But Fang doesn't do music. So the scene of giving Fang this strong emotional response to music with the band never makes sense. Because in the greater context, she needs to ditch those people. To, you know, even ending 4 is kind of weird about it. That's more like the adults, like you gotta move on in life. But even that it features some space between everyone, right? They're not one big clump anymore. So it's kind of weird, right? Illumina says, like, it's not even criticism to this. It's just criticism to Snoot Game. And this weird scene that exists almost exclusively because the band has to perform because it's a band. Smoke from the smoke machine. It was a hollow closing shot. A little push. Started clapping. Oh my god. Stop it. Inko, you... The reason they're clapping is because you're clapping. And you're clapping because you're a robot. We all know the truth, Inko. Crowd was cheering. You're truly flipping out because of the enjoyment. Man, I don't know why this is called a misc theme. This is the fucking groom theme. Yeah, this will do. Like, again, Wani has a tone. God, I just realized something. Hold up. Wani's over a year old. That feels so fucking weird, doesn't it? How the hell is this over a year old? February 2024. It's like a year and a half old. Wow. Last build July 3rd. What the fuck did I do? 106 hours. What was I doing? I mean, there's mods. Yeah, there's mods and stuff in there. Man, I miss mods. Mods are like the fun part of this. The Fics, for the most part, you can tell that like they aren't as invested in polishing shit up. The fuck is this high fidelity crumbly cookie? I have to show this to Claire. She has to see it. Fucker. Alright, now that I've taken care of homework, let's move on. We're in the botch concert, look at pain and horror on the 3 bonuses, fell apart, blah 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 blah. So how far are we in? Man, it feels kind of weird to have all this taken care of just like that, you know? Maybe it's because I'm reading it wrong. Yeah. Looking over to the third. Hey, wait, I was looking for. Whoa. I was surprised. A good look at the other human. It was a bit shorter than me. Broader shoulders, wearing a green, almost military style jacket and t-shirt combo with jeans. You could tell the glance they were cheap bulk buys. Listen, he could tell they were cheap buys. Why would he know they were bulk buys? But where did the guy made it work? In the sense, it's like I forgot he existed. So I guess that works. Really stood out in his face. Didn't. Even with his expression of confusion from whatever Reed had been saying, the guy is utterly unremarkable as far as facial features went. You could have easily passed as my brother. Aren't you cousins? Like, everyone always makes you cousins for some reason. Even though I don't see it making any sense. You could easily have passed as my brother. You scrutinized each other for a moment, him clearly being as surprised with this turn of events as I was, when Reed snapped both of us back to attention. Hey, Inkos, can whichever of you get, Israel, get the Narcan out of my bag. I think I may have hydrated a bit too much. I was reasonably certain that Reed was fine. His special thermal, his hits to his special thermals were about the same as always. I think I was just a bit surprised to run to someone that looked so much like me. No, he's green. How the hell can you confuse him? This is like the shadow thing all over again. You're the faker. In all fairness, I was too. Why would you be? Inko, how have you? It just makes Anon and Inko very odd. Like, at some point, it kind of removes the intention of them being a bit more universal and turns them into these stereotypes. And that's weird. You're fine, Reed, but you sure gotta say that stuff? I said to Reed. No, you said it to Anon. You called him Reed for no reason. We didn't really acknowledge my comment and wanted back to the back area. Fucking hell. Don't just say the word twice! Unless it's for stylistic effect, and it's not. I turned my attention to my not clone to properly introduce myself properly. Hi. Why is there an uppercase? I'm Inko, I said as I extended my hand. Uh-oh, too slow. After Reed's guys, the other guy matches my posture and shakes my hand. Anon, this is weird. I couldn't help but smile and shrug. No, let's give him something else. What would work for him? Oh, this Anon. Oh, this is aped. How do you say weird? Oh, you're telling me. Hey, Reed, where the hell did you put her just grumbling when she came from the back area? I guess she asked Reed something. Well, yeah. But he was still a bit too shocked to respond. I looked over at Trish before Smith stepped. Her eyes squinted down as she stared at Oni and Anon before exhaling in frustration. I've got to be fucking kidding me. This is getting out of hand! There's 2 of them now! Yes, she pinched the bridge of her snout. Why are we using the word snout all of a sudden? Stop it! It's Snoot Game! Come on! You see him too? He slapped himself on the cheek, which I'm pretty was mostly for laughs, but Trish wasn't having any of it. It was hard to tell if she was legitimately annoyed that another human was here, or if she just completely tanked from the experience and being snippy. Hey, Trish, this is Anna. Before I could begin any real introduction, she rolled her eyes. I don't give a fuck about your skinny butt buddy here. You have to pack up and get out before Mo's next thing, so get moving. What the hell was that? Trish, that... I started to respond, but before my horror, Anna spoke up for himself. Would it fucking kill you to say please? I wasn't sure if he was defending himself or me, but I wasn't gonna get a good response from Trish. I mean, I imagine that if him and you know... Although, actually, wouldn't this be after? Because the entirety of Wani takes place in the early part of the year, and this is the second half. So yeah, Anna might be post-character arc. I wasn't sure if he was defending himself or me, but I knew that I wasn't going to get a good response from Trish. So I sucked in a small breath waiting for impact. Again, what is with these long-ass sentences? What the fuck do you say to me, too? Nope, no, not tonight. I slipped between Anon and Trish, man. Completely had to cut off the line of sight to Anon. Hey, Trish, man, it's a pretty basic concert. I get the chance to tell you, we're almost that full of shock of all that profit. Which you're going to yay. Between my breaking her line of sight and veering the topic hard into how good a night they had, Trish seemed to cool off considerably, blowing another breath as the tension melted away. Trish, I seemingly realized she was being rude for, as well as I could tell no reason, averted her eyes. Yeah, please, sure, it was okay. But the next time will be even better. We'll get a better venue than this place. Trish said, her normal, confident smirk returning. I nodded in agreement, and she pulled Reed and instructed him to follow, grabbing his wrist and what? He's normally starting to work on the tear down this cable monstrosity. What the fuck was that trigger's problem? Anon growled. My heart rate spiked again. I was from being so combative tonight. Oh, you did put something in the smoke after all. Reflexively. My brain is completely gone. I reflexively waved my hands and was trying to cover for him. Even though Trish had thankfully already gotten out of earshot. Are you? Why? Just don't let Trish say that. As if he was trying to stress me even more as a grin widened weakly. I am not afraid of some purple three-haired midget, he said, brimming with antagonistic confidence. My mental image of Trish tackling and throwing a much larger dino to the ground in the hallway, and then smacking him on the face back after the botch concert. Dragging my hand out of my face, I groaned, and then shook my head to clear my thoughts. Yeah, see what she could do, Anon, please. Just please don't say all of that again. Thankfully, his smile faded. It seemed like my plea went answered today. Whatever competitive angle he was planning for his next argument, whatever competitive angle he was planning for his next argument with Trish was, and oh god damn it, whatever his argument was, he stowed it. Why can't he just write a fucking normal sentence? Like, this is not good writing, right? It's not. You're overcomplicating shit. You're purple prosing. Purple prose is way easier to get wrong than you think it is. Which is why I'm beating myself up of late, because I refuse to use normal English. God damn. Kill yourself. You just fucking write a sentence. Damn. Apparently armadillos are moving up in Indiana. Where were we? Still, Trish was right. We couldn't leave all our stuff here. He had another appointment later that night, he said. So we need to work on clearing it out. I looked at Anon, and he seemed like he was in decent enough shape. Probably not to ask, but hey, say, if you didn't want to... I understand if you don't want to, but... Would you mind helping me? The two of us could probably get the teardown done pretty fast, and it'd mean a lot to the band. I don't know why Anon would ever do that. Like, I get that he's supposed to be post-character arc, but it feels so weird to just have Anon show up as a normal human being. We know nothing. And if I was lucky, it'd further cool things off with Trish. I'd have to talk to her later to figure out why she'd been so aggressive after what had been, by my eye, a great show. He looked around the room, seemingly trying to find something or someone, and then shrugged. Yes, why not? Thanks, I said, immediately more at ease. Couldn't help but smile at the affirmative. You're a lifesaver. We made for the stage, and I gave him a few simple instructions, and as he went for what to unplug, where to pile. And I gave him simple instructions as he went for what to unplug, where to pile stuff, so we could put them. Jesus Christ. So, lived in Vocadero Bluffs for long? No. Moved here at the start of the school year. No, it's not that different from me then. Though I moved to doing winter break. I was actually supposed to go to St. Ham's. Just fucking drop it, Inko! It's not that relevant. It's like, man, I didn't go to my character development school. How am I supposed to protagonist now? Oh. How would a Frenchman say that? I don't know your French. No tabernacle. Well, that's Quebecois. Pausing and he was yanking the plugs out of one of the speakers. Yep, a bands on an architecture firm. So I'm moving the job does. Last job was longer than expected, so I actually missed basically the first half of the school year. By that time, the seats were filled and there's no way I'd catch up on the specialty courses. So I got sold to Volcano High instead. If they go by semester, you could do the whole second semester, man. Oh, why did your parents pick something like Saint-Amand? Anon asked, returning to his work. Well, I'd actually suggested it. They got a pretty famous photography program, and I was hoping to get into it. A passion of mine for a while now. And I didn't say anything for the moment, before just shrugging and saying, it is sucky to sucky. I could not but shake my head with the dismissive response, but I suppose there wasn't really anything you could say about that either. Why are you talking to him like he's your friend? Since when have you had the skill? You're friends with like 5 people, Inko. You are not the social butterfly you're kind of implied to be in the games. So you're just getting super casual with this guy is like really weird. Actually, no, he has like 7, because I forgot those 2. The gardening club. Who doesn't hang out with all those much. But ultimately, I say it was a good thing. You are not upset about missing your dream shot or whatever shit they spew about it. And unasked, grunting as he placed an amp in the case. That was for a while, but no, not anymore. I just keep yammering on about it anyway, like a fucking loser. Great friends, really. I got a few good friends, great friends, really. Reed and Trish are great, and Fang and have something great together. Everything's great, everything's fine, everything is fine, Anon! My life is fine, Anon! Fang's definitely made my time at Vocatara worth it alone! But that's why maybe to over-specific, admittedly. So what's a deal? The lead singer, I mean. Actually, it's a they. They're a system, Anon. There's multiple people in their brain. And that's the part where Anon just slides backwards and leaves the conversation. Anyway. Their deal. Fang's non-binary. Non-bunnery? No bunnies! I gently corrected him. I don't know if that's gentle. That's not that gentle if you're being this kind of sassy. That's sass. That's not gentle. Anon's expression held as he stared at me. His brow crinkle? He wrinkles. You wrinkle skin. Skin doesn't crinkle. Doesn't make the sound. Doesn't have harsh edges. Whole second as it seemed to consider that before shrugging his knees. Okay, it is their deal. What is with you Americans and your silly ideas? Phew. I was afraid with how quick to shift to insults with Trish he was that he'd be a bit more antagonistic about Fang, but thankfully he seemed to understand. It seems like a pretty good guy. You know, like his character arc is already taken care of, which means I get all the good parts. Well, Fang is extremely talented. I mean, you probably figured it out from the concert, of course, but they're also a really strong person. Well, not physically. Well, I mean, they are, but they had a rough concert earlier this year that almost broke. Jesus Christ, why Anon doesn't give a shit, man? You've met him like 5 minutes ago. You're talking about your girlfriend with him. No, I guess partner. Date? I could feel my expression shadow for a moment, remembering that awful afternoon. It wasn't even... My man, you weren't in the band. Why do you feel it so hard? Why are you such a loser? Why are you such an empath? You gonna tell me you're a starseed now? You need to go to the star sign of Leo to charge your batteries a little bit? Get your teleporter realigned? Luckily, with a few nudges... Jesus Christ. Why are we Let me point this out right. We already know this shit as the reader. So as the reader, you don't have to explain this to us. Anon doesn't give a shit. Why are we talking about this? At all. Why is this written out? Like, if you just go with a summary, that's fine. It's not. What are you doing? Why are you padding your fucking essay, you loser? Like, there's no fucking word count. You're just padding your essay because you're terrified that not enough words make you look dumb. I looked at what was left, and we were getting close to being wrapped up in the dead. What the fuck does that even mean? Reed had clearly been through ages before we arrived to unplug most of the cable works, made it a lot easier. Mostly down to all the heavy junk. Problems on, let me guess, daddy issues. It's always dad. It's always dad with the girls. It's always dad with the girls and mom with the guys. And if you're non-binary, you can just jump off a cliff, I guess. It's neither or either. Or both. I thought about how relatively close he had been, even if he didn't phrase it particularly kindly. Or the back of my neck, because that's my sprite in the game! As I frowned before answering. It's another sprite. I mean, maybe. You know, we really are both in the same position, so it's nice to be there for each other. Seemed confused. What is the problem? We both, Anon, I'm gay. I can't date a non-binary person. Anon just like, God damn it. Not only am I talking to an insane man, he's also insane himself. I thought about our arguments and how it felt like we were at least making progress to figuring ourselves out, but it also felt like we had somehow barely made any progress at all. Like I'd have the first clue on how to gauge that sort of thing. I look at it was trust Fang. I know they trusted me. It was going on gut feelings here. That's great. You know, it's just enabling their psychosis. I don't know who we are. Gone again? I reached out and left under the speaker to move it. How many fucking speakers do these guys have? How long does this take? The reason this shit takes time is because you have to push other tables together and lock it in place. Like, my god. It's a small band. Whose equipment is this? Who paid for this? Yeah, I know it sounds weird. It's just that we weren't sure what makes us us. Thanks got their music. And I guess I got my photography, but that's just passion or interest. Besides, I needed to really know who we are, how to make it in the world. It's kind of scary. 18, you should have figured us like months ago. Dumbass. Set the speaker down with a thud. On the main floor with a thud. Why is it with a thud on the main floor instead of on the main floor with a thud? I tell you why. It's because someone translated this from English, and whoever did the fucking test reading was like, yeah, that looks like English. I stared at it for a moment. I was trying. Jesus Christ, start your sentences with something else, or just make it one big sentence, for fuck's sake. I stared at it for a moment, trying to avoid spilling all the personal parts about me and Fang I've been open about. That's a long sentence, but it's better than just going, I was, I set, I was, I stared, I'm sure. After all, I'd known him for like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, what the fuck are you doing? I'm sure I was already boring him to tears. But he hit on a truth that was still bothering me. And I could feel the tension on my face as I considered that more and more. What were we doing? Only in a short amount of time left before school was out. Then where would we be? I would stick by Fang's side. I think they'd like that, but it wouldn't only fix anything. Give us direction. So are you like their manager or something? Manager. He had a brief flash of concern on his face. I think he changed the subject on purpose, which was nice of him. I definitely letting things get too heavy with such a fresh acquaintance. Jesus Christ, Ingo. What the fuck is happening?